we want to make sure that we're watching their reaction. We're getting a good sense, but the reaction is only going to be a small part of it. As we go through and give them coaching, then that's where we're going to ramp it up to the next level here. We're going to go into step 6, which is the second assessment. Then I'm going to come right out. Are you okay if we hop into another round of role playing so you can implement the coaching I just gave you? We're going to go through another assessment here. Okay, same scenario. Now I'm going to be a different patient. I'm not going to be Karen. I'll be John. And again, pick the same tool all the time. But this is going to allow them to execute on PAS again because it's the same scenario. But executing on your coaching isn't going to be easy because now you're bringing in a different team member, let's say, to be a different patient. Yep. All right. Then we move on to step 7. Here's the scenario. John is an existing patient that's been talking about his missing molar for a few years and interested in implants. You're going to use the PAS process to raise his interest and move forward. Any questions? Nope. All right, let's go ahead and go. We're going to go through it. We're going to ask them to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10 and how they did on it and why. And that's where you're going to really get a chance. Now, some of the things that you see on this is people will say yes, and then they didn't implement anything that you told them. Absolutely nothing. And they actually will sometimes get so nervous that the second role play is worse than the first. The second assessment of their skill set in that conversation is worse than the first because they realize they didn't listen and pay attention, and they get nervous, and it all goes to hell in a handbasket. But again, their actions are showing you all of this. Other times you're going to see they implemented it beautifully, that one piece that you added in. And by the way, guys, it doesn't matter how good they do in the first role play. Find something, pick it apart. I don't care if it's the best PAS conversation that you've ever heard. Pick it apart and add something in there. That is not the point. The point is to see, are they coachable? Are they humble and hungry? All right. And now once we do that, then we are coming to the end of that. You guys can evaluate whether or not they have those 2 critical criteria. Is this somebody that you actually are excited about? Is this somebody that's going to fit into your A player profile that you've created? Are you seeing it with their actions and not just their words? You've turned up the pressure. They should be feeling the challenge, and hopefully they want the position even more. Hopefully your team is seeing how hard it is to get a role in your practice, and they're even more thankful for the role that they have. At one practice that we worked with, the people actually said, man, if I had to go through our interview process now, I wouldn't be able to work here. Thank God I was here. Thank God I was already here. Well, that's what you want, right? You want to make sure that they appreciate the role that they're in, and they see the wall and barrier it takes to get into the family, to be able to become a member of the family and a part of the team.
The reverse psychology here is A players love to be measured. A players love to be graded. I mean, think back to school. Who raised their hand first when the teacher or the professor asked a question? It was the A students. They want everybody to know they're an A student because they love to be measured and graded. That is the same reality that we're in today. It's kind of a reverse psychology, David. We talked about this a little bit earlier today about why it's so important that you actually try to coach the people you're hiring during the interview. Yep. Talk about that a little bit. I thought that was really, really insightful.
Yeah, I mean, if we find out, like you said, Colin, if we find out after 2 months of them being on board that they're not coachable, that just cost us a lot of money. It cost the practice a lot of money. It created some level of morale issue probably on the team. Either the person was likable and now they're gone, or they weren't likable because of those very factors and they caused discord. Why wait until they're in the seat when you can recreate the scenarios that they're going to be in when you hire them, after you hire them, when you can recreate those scenarios before you hire them and during the hiring process? Recreate those scenarios beforehand, and that is going to give you the best understanding of whether or not they're going to be a good fit. I think sometimes what we, the old adage, well, if I want to go get a beer with them, then they're probably a good fit. Well, no, that's not what it's about. If we want to have a conversation, if we want to go hang out with them at lunch, that's not what a good fit in the workplace is all about. It's how we approach work. That's the key thing. And you want to be able to evaluate that.